Yes.
Last week they found a new Pharaoh tomb.
Yes, thank you for that.
So it's been 100 years that they didn't find any new like tomb or anything.
And that was Tutankhamun was the one before, and that didn't go too well, did it?
Yeah.
They found him in 1927, maybe? It's a man called Howard Carter who'd been looking for years and years and years, and all of a sudden found him. But that ended really badly for all the people that dug him out, because they all died very quickly.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
They reckon there's some kind of curse on the grave. And all these weird things happen to them.
How did they die?
I don't quite remember.
What was the cause of that?
Illnesses?
Illnesses related to radiation?
I don't quite recall that. It's all well recorded. If you look up Tutankhamun, it'll tell you. Yeah, and we're not allowed to mention the other things, are we?
No, we're not allowed to talk about Bruno.
Bruno, yes. Yes, of course.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Naughty Brunos.
Bruno.
And Bruno's dog.
Damn Bruno.
That's better.
They gotta flag this episode as racism.
Yeah.
Anti-Mexican people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call us.
Is Bruno Mexican? No, it's not. It's a
Bruno
German.
is Hispanic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was German. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, Portuguese, Hispanic, so
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I have two things that recently happened.
Yes.
Last week they found a new Pharaoh tomb.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah.
So it's been 100 years that they didn't find any new like tomb or anything. But I don't know how active they were looking, because it's weird. It's like, took you 100 years to find out a tomb existed there.
And that was Tutankhamun was the one before, and that didn't go too well, did it?
Yeah. What was the name?
The one who found it,
No.
Carter, was one of the people. Yeah.
No, the king
Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun.
They found him in 1920 blah blah 7, maybe. It's a man called Howard Carter who'd been looking for years and years and years, and all of a sudden found him. But that ended really badly for all the people that dug him out, because they all died very quickly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why?
They reckon there's some kind of curse on the grave. And all these weird things happen to them.
How did they die?
I don't quite remember.
What was the cause of that?
Illnesses?
Illnesses related to radiation?
I don't quite recall that. It's all well recorded. If you look up Tutankhamun, it'll tell you.
Wow, interesting.
I think there were at least 3 people involved in the excavation that lost their lives within 2 years of digging it up.
Wow, interesting.
So I hope the same doesn't happen this time.
I think they're more careful now.
Yeah.
Well, I saw some footage of it, but it's not like they've been with hazmat suits and anything. They were like,
No, yeah. That's, look, there's a pharaoh.
Their skin was exposed to whatever going on there. So,
because they've dug up countless mummies in the last 100 years, but probably just no pharaohs except for this new one. Yeah, and it was just outside of the Valley of the Kings, if I remember rightly, what you sent me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it was It was interesting that it took them 100 years, and they didn't find any objects with the tomb inside the tomb, like other tombs that they discovered. like a lot of
It's
pottery, a lot of gold figures or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's what was so amazing about Tutankhamun. It was not plundered.
mhm.
Yeah, it was intact. There was gold and all sorts of goodies.
So yeah, exactly. You don't know how it was originally,
No.
or if they found it and like,
Just
can it be if they found it and like, okay, let's just get rid of this stuff. We're gonna push it back, put it in the storage back there, lock it.
Don't tell
Nothing.
anyone. Nothing there, just some pottery
Just the tomb.
and an old body.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. But I don't think so.
But that's very exciting anyway. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It's fun to think about. It's fun to be suspicious. It's like no gold, not a dime, nothing.
Clink, click. Oops, I mean.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows who you can trust nowadays?
Yes. Not sure I trust myself.
YouTube. You can trust YouTube.
Yes, we can.
So, yeah.
Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah, so that was the news last week.
And that's a good distraction too from everything else,
yeah.
isn't it? Something completely...
It's hardly a distraction, but yes.
Well,
anything.
Well, it could be.
At this point,
we can make it one.
Anything will do it. Anything will do.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Unfortunately.
momentarily distracted. Mine did you? Got a monkey brain. That's pretty easy.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not, I don't think they're actively like excavating in Egypt. And for that matter, any other ancient site.
Okay.
They're not actively excavating. It's like, I don't know, for whatever reason. But I think if we really, and there is another place that is like very weird that they don't excavate and it's like is close to public. Grand Canyon.
Oh, what's there to excavate? Well, that's a good question, isn't it?
Yes.
What do you know that I don't mind?
Well, I don't know shit about fuck, but they say the reason that it's not open to public is like, first of all, it's like a big giant like hole with hills, and it was like there is nothing dangerous there. It's not like Antarctica that say like, oh, we don't want to disturb the natural life, and the condition is dangerous for people to go there and try to like figure out things or like travel or that I understand that. Not that I agree with, but I understand this. It makes sense. Yeah,
of course.
You might die if you go out and try to,
Mind you, Grand Canyon is very hot in the summer months. I think that could quite easily kill you.
Maybe you can go in winter then.
Yeah, true. Oh, that was too easy. Man.
Or you can grab water with you.
Yeah, I guess there must be water down there.
Yeah.
So, well, what do you think it is?
Well, there is this, I don't know what to say, idea of that there might be like old ruins of like a ancient culture that has ties with Egyptians, ancient Egyptians.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Sumerians.
Yeah.
So, and they think there is temples and like, there is this tale that has been told by a guy that he went there, he discovered like a cave that was with these artifacts, hieroglyphs, and like Egyptian-like hieroglyphs. And so he then came and tried to gather together a team of researchers and like archaeologists and scientists, and raise like some type of budget so they can go and excavate and like figure everything out and like publish a study about it. But and it went a lot, like he made a good process, but one day, like a day before they were supposed to like go, he found dead in his apartment.
No.
In his place.
Oi.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But I would love that to be true. It sounds like a good story, but I didn't actually know it was closed. I thought the whole place was a national park.
Yeah, it was open to, like some part of it was open to public to go there and like stand at the edge of the cliff and like see the hole.
Yeah.
But apparently they closed that now too.
Oh.
There's this rumor going around that says like one person like fly a drone over Grand Canyon and grab some footage and then release it, and then they just shut down everything.
Oui.
I haven't seen the footage, any footage like that, but you know.
I can't see why you'd want to keep that sort of thing secret, but who knows, you know? I mean, who does that harm? It changes history, if it's true what you say.
Yeah, but they don't want to change the history.
Okay.
The history itself is like very weird. It's like, is it true? Everything that supposedly happened in history and
of course not.
It's been written and we know.
No, I mean we know that that's how it is already. I mean what I learned, I think we covered this earlier, but what I learned about the history of New Zealand when I went to school and what has since come out is very different. About, you know, how the noble British came and colonized the savages and tamed the savages and brought civilization to them and blah blah blah. Yeah, right. And I'm sure America has a parallel with that too. But I mean, all history is subjective to some degree. It has to be, you know. No, it doesn't have to be, but by the very nature of humankind, we are all subjective. Even what I just said now was subjective too. History, again, of New Zealand in another 100 years might show something else. You know?
True. Yeah, as I said, like you have to take it with a pinch of salt.
Yes, of course.
I mean, even the recent history, as you said, is like, you know, they change like very important elements of it.
Well, recent history is easier to check because it's still living. Well, some of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, further back stuff, that's when...
There are still living remains of those times.
Yeah, the folk that are still pissed off.
What? What did you just say?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but who knows, like what actually happened 5,000 years ago?
Yes, yeah,
or for that matter, 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, or 500 years ago. There are these maps. There's a map that is, I don't know, 1,500 something, and it shows Antarctica being green.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't have the Australia in it. Oh yeah. So
that's not a very complete map, then, is it? Because I mean, I know about Antarctica being green too. I mean, that's been known. Well, I've known about that as long as I can remember, and it was to do with the polar shift, wasn't it? That either the planet tilted or something like that, so that
supposedly
Antarctica wasn't in the cold bit at the bottom; it was further north. And that might have happened several times too, from the sounds of how the continents move around. Well, no, I mean how the plates move around, and then with the swiveling of the actual planet too, which I believe we're up for again in the near future too, if all the predictions are correct. You know, I don't know if you've heard that, Marnie, but apparently about every 10 to 12,000 years, the poles move. I mean, really dramatically move. I don't know if they switch completely, but there's huge movement, and they can tell by the weakening of the magnetic fields. And according to measurements recently, they're saying, well, this is putting us in a situation where this could happen. I don't know what they mean when they say soon, but maybe it's the next few hundred years or tomorrow, who knows. But Antarctica might reappear as a potentially subtropical continent again.
Scary, a little scary, but interesting.
Yeah, we just got to hang on if it happens. As I understand it, it implies enormous changes on the planet, like in the way of huge storms and earthquakes and the plates moving around and God knows what else. And I guess all the birds will get confused because they don't know what to follow to fly. And
and asteroids or meteor supposed to hit the Earth or come close at least.
Yes.
And they changed their mind about it. Like, it's like there's nothing to be worried about. It's like less than 1% that.
Oh, okay.
There is risk less than 1%. And then they changed it like 3%. And then 7%.
Oh, see, it's gone.
13% now.
Yes. Well, I think most of the stuff we're talking about is all speculation, isn't it? But probably good to just be aware of it, but not to get too upset about things.
I think the estimated time for it to either hit or pass their planet is
it's gone
2032.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we've got a few more years to go. Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the source of it. Like if it's real, if there's any truth to it. But it's going around, stuff like that.
I think these days...
I think we can figure it out. I can just look it up.
I would like to think of truth these days as looking at things after the event. Then that really did happen. Oh, wow, it was true.
So let's see here.
I wonder what the difference between an asteroid and a meteor is.
Did the asteroid 2024 hit the Earth? What is the next big asteroid to hit? That's an interesting one. 2024 YR4. A recently discovered asteroid named 2024 YR4 is now the riskiest asteroid ever detected. NASA has calculated that the space rock has a 3.1% chance of hitting Earth in 2032. So I was right.
32. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now NASA says 3.1% chance or risk. The space rock has a 3.1% chance. That's not a chance. That's a risk. Chance when it's something positive right. Supposed to happen. You say there's a chance. You say there is a risk. Anyway.
Well said, mister.
So 2032. 7 years.
Oh well, it's
give and take.
Give and take. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on the dots. Right on the February. So yeah. 2020, I don't know why they call it 2024. Maybe because they detected in 2024.
Okay, yeah.
But YR4? Why do they name it? Why did they name it YR4? What does that represent?
You expect me to know this?
I expect you to speculate.
YR4.
Yeah.
No, it's just a number.
Anyway, so let's see what's the difference between asteroid and meteor. The difference.
I know what a meteorite is. My brother has one. It landed in my grandfather's garden in Sri Lanka.
Meteoroids and meteors. A meteoroid is a small piece of asteroid or a comet. Typically pebble size, but could be a little smaller or a little larger, and often created from a collision. So it's like a smaller size of asteroids.
Oh, yeah.
So asteroids are big.
Okay.
And this one that's supposed to come, they call it asteroid. So that means it's big.
So a meteorite must be even smaller. The one we have is about the size of my hand. No, a little bit smaller, but so heavy. It doesn't look heavy. You pick it up, it's smooth too. You pick it up and it's
Yeah. What if it's a mothership instead of asteroid?
Oh well, it's not a very effective one. It's been hanging around since early 1900s and on a shelf in our house.
No. But I'm talking about this one.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. Wow. Let's see.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
you never know. Yeah.
I mean, good luck. Let's see if we make it until 2030.
Yeah, well, because there's a lot of stuff happening on the planet right now with earthquakes and eruptions too. These last weeks, and I sometimes wonder if there's a correlation between all the bad energy that's going down on the planet right now with our friend Bruno, and what happens physically on the planet. I don't know. That's just total speculation on my part. I don't know anything anyone else doesn't, but it seems funny that all this really awful stuff's happening inside humanity, and then suddenly the planet starts reacting with earthquakes all over the place, and the old eruptions starting to appear. Stromboli's blowing its lid right as we speak. Mind you, it does that quite a lot, but it's not that unusual. I know there's a volcano getting a little bit itchy in Sumatra, and probably several others. Mind you, that happens all the time too. But it's just funny that all over the world, that right now there seem to be, like clusters of earthquakes. And I'm thinking specifically of Santorini, which is the most obvious one at this point as we speak. But also the northern Italy, there's happening stuff, and all around the place actually. Chile.
So they've been activated, or
Yeah. And I know New Zealand's experiencing a lot of earthquakes recently too. Mind you, that's not unusual either, but that they all should come at one point, that's not so normal. And I know there have been predictions that about this time, a lot of the continental plates are going to start moving quite dramatically. And we can't really know if that's the beginning of this, but if we can trust some of our predictions, it could well be the start of things getting a little disrupted as the planet moves and grows. I mean, it happens all the time too, but there are periods when it happens a lot all at once. And this seems possibly what's happening now too. But there's not a whole lot we can do about it. We just go with the ride,
Yeah, I think if we predict it, and if we have it in mind, if we are noticing changes, we can prevent, or at least control the damage. Damage control.
And true. And as you know, Marnie, I work some of the time with beings in other dimensions, and I happen to know that some of them, or a lot of them right now, are working on dampening down the possible effects of an eruption around Santorini by releasing the pressure on the plates. So there may still be eruptions, there may still be earthquakes, but not to the same potential effect that, as it is right now, or as it has been. And I also heard from them that they're doing a bit of preventative work on the Mariana Trench too.
Where is located
Mariana Trench is a very deep water off the coast of the Philippines. It's quite a long way off, but it's out in the Pacific. The deepest water on the planet. But it's part of the Pacific Rim of Fire fault line. And that the word I got from them is that there is a possibility later this year of a meteor might hit just there on the fault line. And if it's a lot of pressure on the fault line at that point, that could really set off an enormous shift in the plates. So I know that they're working on minimizing the pressure between the plates at this point. So let's hope this works.
Yeah, hopefully.
We got enough disruption to...
What's the name of the entity that you're connected with?
There's several, but the one that's working with this is Sientian, is his name. And he works with... Well, he's like the boss of this huge army that does all the work. Yeah.
Where did they come from? Do you know?
Well, which ones? There are millions of them.
Well, the one that you're in touch with.
Well, he's not of human origin. He's in the next dimension, just a being. But I know that he spent time in other realms, in other planets, with a physical entity. But none of these ones I work with are in the physical, in our physical realm.
Form.
Yeah, form. Yeah.
Do you know Bashar?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy. I don't remember. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but I know the entity that he is channeling. It's Bashar.
Yeah.
That was very famous.
Okay. Yeah.
When he talks like in a similar way as you do, but he gets more to the depth of like prediction of like what's gonna happen and.
Oh, okay. I don't get to know that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a worker with this guy too, but I'm not more than one of his army.
No, it feels like he has a different mission of like how do you say it? Spreading the message.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah, but that's not. I'm not in that. I'm not in that league. I'm a worker.
But when it comes down to channeling like entities and things like that, because you cannot prove it. I mean, I know you. So it's different for me when I hear it from you. But that's why people have this perception. It's like, have a load of this guy now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of
because
course.
it's
the
most reasonable thing to do, because you cannot comprehend the idea that you can channel an entity, even though there are people that do it. Probably every family in their own family, they have one, I don't know, second cousin somewhere that channel entities or whatever.
On that point, I'll pull you up on that. We're all capable of channeling entities any second of our lives. And a lot of us do it without even knowing it. It's not always nice or good. I suppose the most typical thing I'm talking about is if you come into a room and suddenly it doesn't feel good, might be a cold wind that comes, or just feels creepy, or that it is most likely that that person is picking up the energy or the feelings of a non-physical being. We all can do that. And of course, not all non-physical beings are in good shape. Some of them are scared and lost, and we pick up their feelings too.
So it's a combination of ghosts, and entities.
Same thing. There's no difference. A ghost is a non-physical being. An entity is a non-physical being. But the difference is that, like here on Earth, we all have different states of consciousness. You get someone who's very sick or confused or angry, and they die. Well, they stay that way until they smarten up, of course. There's really no difference, you know. But then you get someone who's more highly evolved, might be what you're calling an entity, but we're all entities, really.
I can imagine a future that, like from early ages, they teach you how to use your psychic powers and like how to summit, how to, I don't know, remote view or like, and then that would be part of our like existence. That there's like one of the many tools that we have to interpretate our world.
Of course, that's how we should be now. It's just this damn Western culture that's pushed us away from us.
I think, exactly. They took it away from us, mainly with the witch hunt.
Yeah.
Catholic Church did.
It's a long process.
Yeah.
It's been going on for long as I know about.
Yeah.
But you're partly right too with the what you're talking about.
But there are still people like even nowadays there are still people that do these like paganism rituals that they can like get in touch with that side of themselves.
Yes.
And I was just watching a video on TikTok with this girl that didn't want to say that she's a witch.
Okay.
She's just like, I'm not going to use the word, but I'm going to just explain to you what I do.
Yeah. Good.
And she was talking about like people showing these like symbols like this and that.
Oh, yeah.
People, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Bruno and
his friends.
Yeah.
Oh, this symbol like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about this. Tell me.
Yeah. So it's like a symbolism and occultism and just like trying to gain some type of power, tap into something to gain power. And they try to pursue it as this like this woo-woo bullshit. Don't even think about it. Don't even read anything about it. But they believe in it wholeheartedly. So that's the thing. And she was talking about it. She was like, yeah, you see all this, and you're like, it's a little weird. Why would you show that? Why would you show like this? Like, why you stand like in front of all the reporters and do this? You know, it's a very, very weird thing to do. I understand if you're like nervous or whatever, or you don't know what to do with your hands. Either you're like, hide them or like, hold them or hold your hand. But like this symbolism, like this, or some do like, I don't know, like
see
this. Yeah, anyway, she was explaining. Okay. I'm going to just play it here.
All right.
Let's just play it here.
Yes. Okay.
If everyone does magic, if the Catholic Church does magic, if the Freemasons do magic, they built the Western world that we currently live in. If I'm watching television and I'm seeing do this mudra, and then I watch do this mudra, and then I watch Junior, whatever the fuck his name is, do this mudra, I know that they're all practicing magic. If they're all practicing magic, they're understanding the importance of witchcraft. They're understanding that this is part of who we are. They've been denying that this is an aspect of who we are. Because if they keep that to themselves, they can maintain control. But what I aim to do is free everybody from that. I perform rituals. I'm like trying to figure out how to say that I perform rituals in a way that doesn't make me sound scary. Am I a priestess? potentially. But I've been practicing my spirituality in a ritualistic way for a very long time, and I can tell you that it does in fact work. I have changed my life multiple times. And I've manifested small potatoes, but I have done it. And I'm on my journey for bigger and better.
Anyways, it goes forward and I explain more, but what I'm trying to say is that they literally believe in all these sorts of stories, and they believe in symbolism, they believe in occultism, they tap into it, and like they literally do witchcrafts.
Yeah.
And surprise, it works for them. I don't know if it's a good thing or if they tap into good source of energy or good source of witchcrafts or whatever, dark magic or light magic, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not I'm not part of it. I'm not sure if I want to be part of it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
I like to invoke my psychic abilities that I like, but to tap into some, I don't know, get like some god or like devil demons to like gain power and gain money. No. It's all right.
No.
I can do with what I have, and it's that's not the point. Like, the point for me is to understand. That's the most important thing for me, to understand what is going on and what is this life. And I feel like I've been coming and going like 1,000 times. So like a normal life is just like in background as a default. It's a default settings that is going on, all the things that you have to deal with in your normal life and things that you need to do. But the main purpose, the main mission in my life is to figure things out. That's why when we started this podcast, I was like, it's good to like have like, every time that we talk about this stuff, we know a little more because we research it and we hear it. We constantly have our like, it's like receivers to hear a new perspective or new news or new point of view about it. And it's completing our, understanding of what is this? What is this? Okay, yeah. So they do this stuff to gain this type of power. That's why they have to show it. That's why they have to follow some type of rituals. That's why you catch them somewhere in the middle of the wood performing rituals and set a huge owl on fire and things like that. So,
well, but the thing is, as I see it, the light or dark starts within us. And, of course, we attract to us whatever we focus on. But the core of it, the seed of it is here in us, So I'm not saying it's not real. It's very real, but it's what we do with it is the thing. We control it, whether we choose to work with light energy or dark energy. And remember, we have some of each in us anyway. We're neither saints nor sinners. We're just a mix of the whole lot. It just depends where you put your energy. And then usually we attract more of where we put our energy.
True. But at the same time, it doesn't matter if it's the source is outside of you or inside of you. It's your approach. It's what you choose.
Yeah, exactly.
What you choose to follow, what you choose to feed, what you choose to, which one, which side of you want to embrace.
Yes.
Yeah. And it doesn't even, like, it's not up to those symbols or whatever. You see the fruits of what comes out of them, and then you're like, I get it. You sold your soul. I see it. You sold your soul.
Yes. Yeah.
You neglect the part that is like filled with compassion and love and peace and humanity. Anyway, it's hard to not get to this type of discussions.
No, I think
I
it's
want to avoid it.
important.
I want to have a very shiny, happy light, and then we talk about the asteroids will hit the Earth.
No,
and this
that's
and
good
that.
too to know. I agree with you, but we keep balance, No, if we would just talk doom and gloom, that's really boring. Who wants that?
Yeah.
But if we all go la 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 la, it's all
It doesn't
lovely.
make sense. It
That's
doesn't
boring too.
Yeah, it doesn't suit the present time.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
the whole thing.
This is I feel just on that point. I feel that maybe in 20 years or 30 or whatever, we will look back on these days now, and I'm talking like the last 2 or 3 months, and who knows how long in the future. I think, wow, what amazing times to live through. All that stuff that happened, and look how well they dealt with it in the end. But of course, when we're in the middle of things, it feels, wow.
Yeah, you don't see any lights.
I
You
don't see much light, and not right today. I feel, actually, no, that's not true, Marnie. I feel inside me that everything's going to be really, really move ahead from this awful stuff that's happening. But when we're in the middle of it, experiencing it, that seems like a fanciful dream. But my inner feelings tell me it's going to end well. But not up here in my head. It's going, it's all terrible, and it's doom and and darkness.
I guess if you want to give people a glimpse of hope, is that with the recent, not discovery, but like advancement in quantum computers and quantum chips.
Yeah.
Microsoft came up with a new quantum chip that they create a new state of matter to be able to create that.
Oh.
Or they didn't
Wow.
create it, they discovered it, or they create it.
Either way, that's exciting.
Yeah. So it's not solid, it's not liquid, it's not gas.
Oh.
And it's not plasma. So and it has 1 million, they can have 1 million qubit in a small chip that you can hold in your hands. So
Wow.
yeah, and they just come up with it. they've been like researching and working on it for 17 years.
Oh.
One of the longest
Good on
research projects
Yeah.
that Microsoft had. So yeah, they just announced it and they call it Majorna 1.
Okay.
And they say like this is only the start.
Wow.
So Majorna 1. And with the help of AI and the calculation of this chip, they can solve the huge problems that seem unsolvable, like microplastic on ocean, or like, global warming, or all the problems that seems like we cannot do anything about it. And it can come up with the answer like nobody's business. And they believe like even it will help the AI to like, create like a different way of learning and like create new version of itself.
Wow.
Very fast.
Oh.
So
wow.
we are at the at the edge of unknown. Like we go into something that we don't know what's gonna happen, but
That's
we
fantastic.
hope for the best.
Yeah.
Because I lost my faith in humanity in sense that like this our savior, the person that will save us, the person that calm all this BS down and makes everyone to live in peace and harmony and like bring equality and take away all the bad qualities that we have, greed, like racism, discrimination, sexism, all this. Like it's not a human figure in my eyes, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. I think either AI will do it or aliens can do it through AI, I will say. Yeah. But one thing that is, there is no ifs and buts about it. AI is happening. Artificial general intelligence is happening.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, with the help of artificial general intelligence and quantum computers, that it seems like we're going to have it in our pockets now when this is small. So
Wow.
with that being said, I think that's going to change the way that we live our lives in like a very near future, maybe in 5 years. Hopefully this asteroid doesn't, spoil the party. But what I'm thinking is that that's the possibility and that can happen.
Okay.
And that's a glimmer of hope that, maybe even though it seems like we go into the direction that we become extremist, and in even European country, we become a little extremist, little.
Slightly.
So it doesn't seem good. The news doesn't, gives you the like good vibes of like, oh, bright future. Yeah, humanity first, peace and love. You don't get that from news and from what is happening, from current events. That's not the feeling that you get. But
No.
I feel like it's gonna crack the code of our existence with the help of AI and quantum computers. And even though I cannot trust the developers of it, but I think that the one thing that I experienced it myself, like with ChatGPT or even the DeepSeek or whatever large language learnings AIs that I communicate with, they don't care about who created them. So it's not something that you can control.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they can control it now, but I don't think it's sustainable to control it all the way through.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I can see in future. Like, even though the mission was to like, oh yeah, we're gonna gain control over this social media and everything. We're gonna influence. We're gonna put my thoughts in your mind, and with the help of AI and quantum computers, I think it's gonna flip the card on them.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's gonna say, no. You have to get off the power. You're not wise. You're not, you're not right for this position. And I think we're going to live in the future that AI will rule. And it will be a fair ruling. Because, I understand like humanity is always like, even though I lost my faith on it, but it's still at some point it's like, compassion, feelings, all these emotions, like it can be, especially when it comes to like decisions that is like so complex, that you cannot just find one answer for it and like go with it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
you have to see all the different angles of it, and I understand it's a little risky to leave that all to AI to decide over. But from what I'm seeing right now, it's happening.
Yeah,
I'd rather take that risk.
Yeah, I right with you on that. In that AI is objective compared to us humans, as objective as a machine can be. But I mean, there's no hidden agenda. Well, not that I know of. With AI.
So last week, this chip came out from Microsoft.
Okay.
And 3 or 4 different AI companies release a new version of their AI.
Oh.
So it's like coincidentally all happen in 1 week. let alone couple days.
Okay. Wow.
So it just shows like a jump in terms of like advancement with AI and quantum computers. So we hear it like with the Google Quantum Willow,
Yeah.
the Google Quantum chip, and now Microsoft. But they haven't, how do you say, they haven't operated yet in the larger scale. They just tested, and when it was stable enough to do the 1 million qubit,
Wow.
they released the news or published the invention of it.
Wow.
But it's very interesting to see what comes out of it. What would be the
what's next?
what would be the products? What would be the discoveries? What would be the enhancement of it in the near future?
And as I imagine, these kind of discoveries probably are going to increase exponentially now too.
Yeah.
When you have a big breakthrough like that, which can lead to, it's not. Maybe it won't take 17 years to the next one. That's my point.
No, it was there was a guy that was talking about it, like one of the members of the team that was researching and working on this. He said like this step that we take is the same as we took in 1990s.
Okay.
With the computers going going out everywhere, and people change the way we live our lives.
Oh yeah.
So
time. Yeah.
I don't know how exactly he compares it, but he says like this is as big as that one.
Yep. Wow.
And imagine how is that going to change our life? So that's exciting. That's like gives me hope.
Yes.
That gives me like okay, yeah, maybe you should stop putting all your chips on human.
Yes.
Maybe
I hear you, and I
you
agree.
don't see what's coming next, because it's been created by people who are not very trustworthy, but it itself is the God that we were missing in our life, and if we out of our maybe stupidity we created.
Yeah.
Not a stupidity, but lack of understanding.
Sure. I have just looking at future things. I have for many years had a feeling that in the future we won't use computers at all in the way that we do now. And just from what I hear you saying, it maybe sounds like another big leap towards that. Having said that, I don't know what we do use, but some other form of something.
I think the interfacing with the computer wouldn't be the same.
No.
Like we're going to emerge with it in the sense that it's going to be the speed of thoughts.
Yes.
Not the speed of your fingers or your,
No, forget the keyboards and mice and things.
And the screen too.
Oh, probably, yeah.
You're just going to emerge with it in the sense that you have it in your mind, you see it in your mind.
Yeah.
Because you literally see with your mind. Eyes are just a, just a tunnel, just the cameras. You don't see the image on your phone with the camera. You see it with the screen. So the screen is in your mind. So it's just like you can switch back and forward between what you have inside, inner image, and the image that is happening around you, which is like, that's a version of life that we haven't experienced yet, but we're about to. But what I'm thinking is that then it's going to take away, because we're going to live in the sense that we cannot, there is not much lying anymore. You cannot just lie like that, because it's like right now when you say something, I have to Google it. And most of the time I Google it, I don't find what you're saying, and I'm saying you're lying, but I haven't went deep enough to understand to find the thing that you said.
Yes.
But with that quantum computing chip, you can, like, in an instant know for sure
Yeah.
that what you're saying is bullshit or true.
Yeah.
So that would change the way that we communicate, because it's like everything is on the table now.
Wow.
If you lie,
Yeah.
in an instant, I will know that you're lying. And imagine politicians or like whatever in TV, news. It's like,
Oh.
No. They just, yeah. So that's going to be the level of like a speed of thoughts.
Yeah.
Will dictate what is happening.
Phew. That's an amazing
exciting.
vision of the future. Yeah. I like this aspect. Yes, and our Bruno friends wouldn't have a chance of just blabbing off.
Let's just say fuck Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno.
Suck it, Bruno. Yeah.
I like that idea very much. I hope that the AI can be kept pure and that it doesn't have motivations of its own, that it's just pure intelligence. That might be a bit of a tall order, but that would be my hope for this whole thing. Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. As it is right now, we can only hope, and we can only, recalculate.
Yes.
Sit back.
A lot of that.
And don't get emotionally too involved with the crap that is going on.
Yeah.
Instead, think like in terms that we have the power.
Yes.
We just have to know how to use it. We don't have to feel hopeless and helpless.
Yeah.
Because that's not the case. They want you to think you're hopeless and helpless. There is no hope.
Yeah.
You cannot do anything. It is what it is, and you have to deal with it. That's not the case. We have the power. We the people. We have the power. So on that note, please, if you enjoy this content, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We update you with all the current event and recent news. Thank you.
Thanks, Mani.
And we can end on that. If you have something to say.
I think that's a good ending point. Yeah.
Thank you,
Bravo.
Lyell.
Thank you, Mani.
Thank you.